Oh, look at that. This is a hospital in Toronto, and everyone is homeless here. The hospital become a homeless shelter.
Welcome back, everyone, and if you are new here, this is Matt Cart, where I talk about a variety of subjects and react to some videos as well. And today's subject is homelessness in Canada and how bad it's gotten over the last decade, with record rates hitting right now. It's unbelievable, especially big cities like Vancouver and Toronto. It feels like they're an abandoned part of society, and it's like a part of society that the Canadian government doesn't even want to look at. They don't even want to acknowledge it. There's just no help for them, and it's really unsettling. In fact, I found quite a few videos today and also other subjects and also some articles to discuss about this current topic. So let's take a look at this first video. See, it's really sad when you see something like this, because you're wondering to yourself, is this their pet? Is this their companion? And people need companionship. They need, whether it's a pet, I have 2 cats, whether it's a family, a wife, kids. When you don't have that type of community, you tend to get lonely. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily their pet, but I can understand and I can relate to this as well, because it's very much part of who I am. I love my pets. I love my animals. When you don't have the ability to have children in a world that's so expensive, or a world that you basically cast out of, I can see stuff like this happening. But it's just very sad to see this, and this is in Vancouver as well. Again, one of the cities that I talked about at the beginning of the video.
Bro,
yes?
It's freezing. Put your stuff on, man.
I will
it's freezing. Are you alright?
I'm okay. I'm not too okay because I'm upset right now.
You seem upset.
And giddy. Once again, giddy. I am upset right now.
Listen, put your clothes on, bro. Put your clothes on. Wrap that around your neck.
I'm gonna fight. Okay, thanks, man. I get money tomorrow because I don't have money right now. My mental illness got me upset. That's why I was freaking out. I was being loud, but now I am okay. I'm back to normal. I was just wondering if you can give me $5.
I don't have change. Listen, but just do me a favor, bro. Stay warm, bro.
Okay.
Please don't take your clothes off no more.
Okay.
Bro. All right.
Okay.
And to think doing that when it's so cold out in Canada too, like Toronto, it might not have the same cold temperatures as maybe Winnipeg or Calgary or Edmonton, but the wind chill from the Great Lake, the lake wind chill that comes is brutal. They have a lot of polar vortexes that I've experienced as well living in Toronto. It can be ridiculously cold, so to see that is really unsettling. So here's some stats that I found about homelessness in Canada. So among the 67 communities and regions that conducted counts in both 2018 and 2020 and 2022, the overall number of people experiencing homelessness increased by 20%. The largest contributor to this change was unsheltered homelessness, which increased by 88%. Now, some other crazy homeless statistics for Canadians is between 30,000 to 35,000 people are homeless on any given night in Canada. And Toronto has the most homeless people in Canada, which is obviously not a surprise as well due to how large the population is, but still a very alarming statistic. 66.7% of homeless people in Canada are males. So there's more males homeless than females. So that is another issue that I can delve into later as to why that actually is the case. But obviously a lot of men have abandoned society. Seeing the way society is, it's no real surprise. 33.10% of Canadian homeless come from Indigenous communities. 86% of homeless shelters in Canada are in Ontario, British Columbia, Quebec, and Alberta, and 40% of them are in Ontario alone. And that's probably due to the fact that Ontario has the largest population in all of Canada as well. I think it's close to 15 million right now, which is insane. 24% of shelters are aimed at young homeless in Canada, while 23% of people experiencing homelessness are 13 to 24 years old. 23%, 13 to 24 years old. Now, if you're 13 and homeless, I really hope that you find some sort of shelter or something, because that is an age where you should still be living at home with a family. You're not off to college. You're literally barely out of middle school. So that's a crazy age to see. The annual cost of homelessness is over $10 billion in Canada. For this is damaging not only the finances of the country, but obviously the well-being of Canadians. The Canadian government is investing $4 billion over 10 years to expand funding for the homeless. Now, the way the government spends money, I am not hopeful that they're going to spend it in the right way, because it's just because I haven't seen a good track record in the last 10 years of them spending any Canadian taxpayer money well. And now there's a lot of homeless people living in hospitals in Toronto.
Oh, look at that. This is a hospital in Toronto, and everyone is homeless here. The hospital become a homeless shelter, and the libraries become a homeless shelter, the TTC become a homeless shelter, and all of them are homeless. And this is the one of the hospital. Look at that. This is a fucking drug, eh? Shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that.
Feels like everywhere has become a homeless shelter in Canada, to be honest, especially in Toronto. I'm thankful to get away from Toronto. I do miss it, but I definitely do not miss this, and I definitely do not miss riding the TTC. Look at that. Basically caused the entire TTC to kind of just stop right there. And a lot of people, when they see this, they don't want to deal with it. And some, for good reason. It can be very dangerous, obviously, as well. Even the TTC employees, you can see them outside of the window. They kind of look and like, no, film them. Don't film us. Like, we don't want to do anything. Film him. And he's just going around smashing stuff randomly. Obviously, it puts people on alert and they get really tense. And it's something that I've experienced quite a lot riding the TTC when I had to go to work and when I just had to go anywhere in general, because driving a car in Toronto is also brutal. So sometimes you're pretty much forced to use the TTC, and it can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I just went through traumatic stuff or whatever.
This is hand sanitizer, and this keeps us alive. And where we usually get it from is from the TTC. Sometimes I fill up.
You're not supposed to do this, obviously, but it can get very cold.
Even
so
lasts us half the night. Like I caught tent on fire. I'm sure everybody out here has. Like woke up, my jacket was on fire from it. But I mean, it's a chance you gotta take to keep us warm, right? The reason we're here right now is we're each on a vent. There's a vent underneath us, right? We've got a heating vent underneath us here.
Okay.
And that's why we're here instead of in our tent, right? Sometimes you get security that's not so understanding as others, right? So usually they're pretty good until about 6-7 o'clock, which is understandable because people got to work, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I clean it up even nights that I don't stay here. It's basically first come first serve. Whoever gets here first, but if I walk by in the morning, I'll still clean it up.
That's why you see me. I was up and moving around,
Even if
kind
I'm
of picking
not
up the
here, I'll
garbage
still
and
do
stuff.
it. Yeah.
And obviously you're not supposed to be lighting random fires on the street, but it gets so cold in Toronto that you need to have some form of heat. And whether that's being by one of the subway shafts, where that does bring up some heat similar to New York City, or it would be something like that, unfortunately. A lot of people live in parks as well, because you can start bonfires maybe in the winter, but obviously those will be shut down real fast by police, and we've seen plenty of that in Toronto, just whole camps just being completely cleared out by cops. In fact, I see a lot of places like this downtown Toronto where you just see tons of just stuff all over the ground because people have been living there. There's tents set up. It's like a whole community. And when they tear these down, while it's not pleasant to look at, you're displacing and destroying whole communities. Anyways, not the best subject today, but if you did enjoy the information in today's video, if you did enjoy the subject matter in terms of video content and also the articles, leave a like down below. Obviously, subscribe as well. It really would help this channel grow and get these videos out to more people. I would really appreciate that. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.